welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. Before we start, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. My handle is @BethRoars. Also, please do check out my website, bethroars.com, where you can book a singing lesson from me. I do lessons both in London, UK and online. And last but not least, do check out my Patreon, which is patreon.com/BethRoars, where you can find more exclusive content and guarantee that your request definitely happens. This is actually a Patreon request from Andrew. Hello, Andrew! Thanks. I haven't heard this guy before. I know he's massive in America. I've already reacted to a song of his, but a cover of a song of his by Clark Beckham and Meg Ryan, and it was amazing. So I'm looking forward to him because his songwriting is very, very good, but this is a different song. Let's have a listen. His guitar is so beaten up. I like to see that. Well used. I love his beard.
There are days that I can walk around like I'm alright. I pretend to wear a smile on my face.
He does not look like his voice. It's so soul-y. Wow, he just seems like he absolutely breathes music. I love all the country nuances he's putting in, his accent. He's got that South American accent, the scoops, the slides, the creak vocal fry sound. I don't. Really cool. And then that lovely slow vibrato. Beautiful.
I can keep the pain from coming out.
Again. It's like bluesy.
Sometimes I cry.
I love that. I loved how he went up to sometimes I and brought it back really suddenly and then went for the big note. It was a real surprise. That's a lot of what music is about. The surprises, the moments where you're like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen.
Cry.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes I
I mean, in terms of what he's doing, I love that growl that he's putting through. He's putting a little bit of that fry sound in there. So he's getting that gra sort of feeling. He's keeping it on an ah and changing it to cry right at the end of the note. So it's like cry. And then the first time it was a strong mix, and the second time he had that beautiful flip up into head voice, but it wasn't airy head voice. It was still direct and strong. That was so soul-y. You really felt that.
when I can't do nothing else.
His riffs is so slick as well. Oh.
Everybody keeps telling me
It's exactly what I said.
move on.
A complete surprise. You think it's going to be like dun 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 dun, big note. No, he's like dun 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 dun, na, na, na. And that's what makes you go.
Oh, but I can't seem to go anywhere without you. 'Cause ever since and every single night you've been gone. Sometimes I
then a bit of breath through the end. Nice. See how open his mouth is and his tongue is down?
When I can't do nothing else.
Nothing else. Love that scoopy scoop. Singing on the consonants. Loved it. I want to talk about how he's making that sound. It's so close to a rock style scream, but he's not going quite there. He's still getting a bit of tone behind it. It's not going full but it is the same effect, a vocal fry effect. And the key is placing it really forward. You don't want it to be back here and otherwise that can be a bit harmful. And all of these distortion techniques need to come from above the vocal cords. It can't be any tension in here. It has to be further up than that, or at least feel like it. If you try and do that sound and you lose your voice is getting tired very quickly, you probably need to relook at how you're doing it. And most of the time, it's about thinking about facing it forward. So you often see when people are doing these techniques, they do this kind of scrunchy face. It's just a mental technique to help you get into a forward placement.
Sometimes I cry.
So much is on the sometimes in terms of vowel shape.
Cry.
Oh, so good!
Sometimes I cry. When I can't do nothing else. Thank you.
I love that. That was another awesome singer where it feels like the music is coming from his soul. It comes from the history of the music. There's like blues, there's bluegrass in there, there's country, there's rock. There's even some techniques that you would use in metal music there with the way that he's approaching that gruff vocal fry sort of sound. But then he's got the closed consonants, the way he's not keeping them open the whole entire way, but then switching them into a diphthong. Although he is keeping a nice open vowel on those big notes, just to make it easier, it's high. In terms of style on that lower stuff, play around with those consonants if you want to. Close them, keep them open, whatever you want, if it portrays the emotion well. When you get higher, sometimes you have to find ways to make it a little bit easier for yourself. So that's when you have to really open up, think about your tongue position. You could see that his was totally nice and flat, and you could see where he was going with his face. He had that forward placement. It was so direct, but yet had that distortion on, which sounded amazing. Also, his riffs were so precise, and that's a problem that some people have. They slide around, so it'll be like, oh, but every single note was there without it being, like if you listen to someone like Jessie J, there's almost a H in between each note. His were fluid, yet precise, which is a hard balance to find, but I think it was so well done. I would love to see this guy live. I think it would just be amazing. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!